Congressman, good to see you. Let's just start first with this transportation earmark. I mean, it's $100 million out of a $1.9 trillion bill. You are on the Transportation Committee. What is your view of this request?
Well, the obvious question, Eric, is what the heck does this have to do with coronavirus? And the obvious answer is nothing. Absolutely nothing. The bill isn't about coronavirus. It's about Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer exploiting the crisis to funnel billions of dollars to California and New York in a cynical attempt to get reelected. Eric, these are not serious people, and they can't be trusted with leading this country. And if you think that's too harsh, consider who the Democrats are working for right now, the teachers' unions. How much
that
more
does sound, let me
we...
just interrupt you. That does sound a little harsh to say you can't trust them to lead the country. I mean, look, the mass transit systems have been really hit hard by coronavirus. The head of BART, which is this is the part of the San Francisco Bay Area transportation system, says, man, oh man, they're going to have, you know, tons of layoffs. They've lost billions of dollars. They've cut service across the country, and that they need money. They need this money because it is directly related to coronavirus. What would your response be to that?
For a brand new underground rail project, I don't think that holds water. And if that's true, okay, I'm on the Transportation Committee. Let's have that debate through the committee process in transportation and infrastructure, and let's move a bipartisan infrastructure bill, not saddle it in a budget reconciliation process on a coronavirus bill, because it's actually not about coronavirus right now. So I just think and we saw this with the last bill that worked through Congress. We haven't spent half the money that went through the last bill. We have to be targeted and focused. And I think there's a lot of Republicans, myself included, who are willing to do more to make sure that vaccines get widely distributed, are willing to do more to make sure that hospitals have the cost covered that they're taking on for administering the vaccine. And that's the best way we can actually open up this economy, not stay shut down. And that's the best thing we can do to help people economically, is to allow them to go to work, allow teachers to go to school, and allow parents to have somewhere to send their kids during the day.
In terms of what you think there finally will be, I mean, the president has proposed, $290 billion for 11 million Americans, checks at 1,400. If you make up to 75,000, what do you expect will be in the final bill?
Well, we don't know now, because the other part of this process that is a huge problem is it's tightly controlled at the top. And as you know, as we saw with the last iteration, at the last second, they plop a 5,000-page bill in front of us with no opportunity to amend that bill, and they force members to vote in a matter of hours. And so let me state the obvious, Eric, which is unfortunate that members of Congress are not reading the bills that they're voting on and taking trillions of taxpayer dollars and spending it in the process because of the bad process in D.C. So I hope they will step back from this. I hope President Biden will consider a bipartisan approach that goes through the committee process, allow for amendments, rather than ramming this through as quickly as possible when we haven't even spent all of the money we passed in the last round.